Hi drummers, hope you're well. Right, shout out to channel member Mick, who asks, what is the difference between a Herta and a 4-stroke Ruff? Let's go through it. A Herta, by the way, this is only from my perspective, in my experience, from the learning that I've done. Happy to be corrected on any details of any of this. I know this is an area where people get quite passionate about things, and people who've been studying drums for a long time often come in, and there's often needless to say things that I miss. So this is only my perspective where I'm at with it. As I understand it, feel free to throw your own stuff in here in the comments. As I understand it, a Herta is, if you're right-handed, right, left. So single stroke roll sticking, and the rhythm is da 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 da, like 2 16th notes, then 2 8th notes, 2 semi-quavers, 2 quavers, or in other words, 2 notes that are close together, 2 notes that are further apart. Da 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 da. By default, they're all played with the same volume, at the same level. So, and by default as well, I would say they're played with a triplet feel. So the count is 1 and triplet, 2 and triplet, 3 and triplet, 4 and triplet. So there you're playing one Herta on each beat, right? For example, that's the default rhythm or note value, I'd say, or pulse is a triplet type of feel. I did a video about Hertas actually a few days ago about the Dave Grohl drum feel from No One Knows, Queens of the Stone Age, and somebody commented, Hertas, those seem more like triplets or something like that. Well, the Herta is a triplet feel. So the Herta name refers to the sticking and the fact that it goes da 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 da. Whether the overall note value is triplets or 16ths or 30 seconds is a different matter. So just to be super clear, I think sometimes, and I get this, is where people sometimes get muddled up. Triplet isn't a sticking pattern. Triplet isn't a rudiment. Triplet is a description of the pulse. Triplet means, in fact, 3 notes in the space of where you would by default, according to that time signature, find 2. So 3 instead of 2. So 8th note triplets, for example, instead of going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which are regular 8th notes, 8th note triplets go 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, like 3, where you previously or by default had 2. So triplet refers to the rhythm, the pulse. The Herta part refers to the sticking and the fact that it goes da 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 da. So they're not the same thing. It's not like a Herta or a triplet. The Herta by default has a triplet feel. I know it's going 1 and triplet, so you're not truly just playing a triplet, but a musician, in my experience, would describe that as having a triplet feel, the overall pulse running through the music as you play is 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. There's nothing with a Herta, as far as I'm concerned, that then ties you to a triplet feel. I would say that's like default mode, but I would often use this with the 16th note feel. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Feels of that sort. So for example, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So I'm still playing da 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 da, the Herta, right left with that rhythm of ba 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 ba. In that case, in the context of an overall 16th note flow. So the real clear point I want to make there, which is where people, in my experience, most often get confused, is that the Herta refers to the sticking and the fact that it goes ba 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 ba, and not to the overall note value that's being played. That's another matter. So that's the Herta. It's really cool. I love it. I use it all over the place. The 4-stroke Ruff, it goes da 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 da. So in a 4-stroke Ruff, you've got 3 grace notes and 1 main note. Typically, the main note is played on the beat, and the grace notes are played leading up to the beat. They grace it. Technically, the grace notes don't have any value in a 4-stroke Ruff. When we first start, we often think of them as starting on the and, so to speak, in which case they would be 16th note triplets. So when you begin, you often play and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. That's the 4-stroke Ruff. When you first start, often counted as radio 1, radio 2, radio 3, radio 4. And the key point there is that the loud note at the end is on the beat, is the one that's on the number, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it's 3 real quiet notes leading to a loud note. They're all evenly spaced, da 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 da. In the end, as you develop with it, there's nothing, as far as I'm concerned, that says it has to start on the and. In fact, drummers will often start later than the and those grace notes truly don't have any sort of discernible value. They just flow into the main note. So drummers will often play and 2 and 3 and 1 and. You get it? So I'm playing it after the and just whipping into it there. But starting on the and is a good place to start. The sticking for a 4-stroke Ruff, again, as far as I'm concerned, can change. The one I use most often is single stroke sticking. So left, right, or right, left. And that's how it appears in the Trinity grades. 4-stroke Ruff from grade 2 goes. So you're going left, right, right, left, right, right, left. But it can change, it can have any sticking as far as I'm concerned. So here, like in rock school, for example, there's one that goes left, right, left, right. And I have also seen 4-stroke Ruffs written as left, right, and right, left. So the sticking can change. But the point is with a 4-stroke Ruff, you've got da. 3 grace notes, like basically as quiet to the drum as you can play, sliding in and gracing that main note, which is on the beat. Lastly, just because it often gets thrown into this conversation as well, the single stroke 4, I get why this would be confused with these, is actually rudiment number 2 on the Percussive Arts Society list of drum rudiments. It goes like this. If you played a whole bar of them. This one is always played with a single stroke sticking, hence the name. It's got 4 notes in it, and it starts on the beat. So there's 2 big differences here between this and the 4-stroke Ruff. Number 1, it starts on the beat, and secondly, actually 3. It's always single stroke sticking. It always starts on the beat, and they're all the same volume. They're all played at the same level. There's no grace notes here. It's just ba 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 ba. But a really key point, I would say above all the others even, is it starts on the beat rather than ending on the beat. So single stroke 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Typically, it's written as 3 16th note triplets and then an 8th note, or 3 semiquaver triplets and then a quaver. So ba 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 ba. So starting on the beat, ending on the and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's recap, shall we? So what I'm going to do is play Herta first of all. In each case, I'm going to play the rudiment or the thing. I think Herta, I think it's a bit of a stretch calling it a rudiment, even as far as I'm concerned. But I'll play each example like beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. Let's play a Herta. I'll play with a triplet feel here. 1, 2, 3. Here comes the Herta. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 1. That's your Herta. Like I say, you're not tied to that triplet rhythm. That concept, da 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 da, can happen within different note values and different pulses, but that's the default mode as far as I'm concerned. Let's play now a 4-stroke Ruff. I'm going to play a bar of groove, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3. I said I'd play it around the kit, didn't I? Here we go. And 2 and 3 and 4 and here we go again, and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So here I'm playing a 4-stroke Ruff and 2 and 3. I've chosen to do a single stroke sticking here, but that's just my choice. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Remember that you could play the grace notes nearer to the main note. And lastly, let's play some single stroke 4s. 1 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 1. You get it? Bum on each beat. Evenly spaced, same level all the way through, single strokes. Let's just make up some fun fills with each one, and then what I'll do is I'll put the notation and the practice along for each of these little fills on the channel members page shortly. So let's do one with a Herta. Let's take it into. So let's take this into a 16th note feel now with the Herta. We're going to go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So we're playing the Herta 4 times here, which if you play it with an overall 16th note feel, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a. Lands you on beat 4, we'll play 4 E and at the end. So when you do the bubba, the 2 quicker notes on your Herta, in this case, they're going to be 30-second notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. Here we go, and 3 and 4 and. nice and slow, and 1 E and a 3 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. I think I've pretty much done that fill at least once as like a drum fill of the week. I'll refer to that below. I'll link to it below. Let's do a drum fill now with a 4-stroke Ruff. Nice and simple. Let's go 1 and 2 and 3. Let's go for a good old bit of flats in Dagenham, but instead of a flam to set it up, we'll do the 4-stroke Ruff. So we're going to go 1 and 2. We'll start on the and in this case. 3 little grace notes and 3. The loud note there, the strong note at the end of the 4-stroke Ruff is on the beat, like we said, beat 3. And then we're going to go and to complete the flats in Dagenham, or Pat Boone, Debbie Boone. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I like that. It just gives a little flourish, doesn't it? As opposed to just blah, 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 which can be nice. And lastly, let's play a single stroke 4. So here we're going to play the single stroke 4 on beat 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we'll play 4 and just to change it up on beat 4. Like I say, notation and practice along for each of those, just fun little examples on the channel members page. Hope that makes sense. To repeat, the Herta goes ba 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 ba, right, left, or left, right. By default, it's got a triplet overall feel, but it doesn't have to. The 4-stroke Ruff goes da 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 da. The first 3 notes are quiet, they're grace notes, the last one is loud. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. As you get faster, it doesn't have to start on the and, but I would start on the and, finish on the beat. 3 quiet notes, 1 loud note. You can do different stickings on that. My favorite is single strokes, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left. And lastly, the single stroke 4, da 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 da. 1 triplet and, by default here, 3 16th note triplets and an 8th note, all the same level, single stroke as the name suggests, right, left, or left, right. Hope that all makes a bit of sense. Shout out to Mick. See you soon. Cheers.